to just what I do. Hope you're having a great day. Not the last video, but before last, you saw us putting a new fuel pump in this 1982, 84, 80, what? 92. Someday I'll get it right. It's a 1992 Dodge Toyota D250. 1992. Why can't I remember that? That's so annoying. But this is... Anyways. The fuel pump is working just fine. But as you saw at the end of that video, there was a rainfall of gasoline towards the engine. Now, we figured out which hose it was. It was a hose that connected from there to there. And it had a crack down the side of it. The part that connected to the engine here. It had a crack on it. So we got that end off and then tried to figure out what the heck kind of fitting that was. I don't know what the hell kind of fitting that is. But we cut it down the side, which loosened it just enough to be able to yank it off. So we went and found more fuel hose at O'Reilly's, finally. And now we get the fun task of putting it back on. Now, they are not the loveliest things to be putting on. So, we have the trusty Vaseline. We're going to wipe that around the metal part of the fittings. And hopefully it'll slide on without a complete nightmare. And then we'll put everything back together. And hopefully we don't have any more leaks and this runs properly. Because my dad is cleaning the spark plugs too, just in case they were fouled because there was so much gas going everywhere. So we are going to put these hoses on. I'm not going to show you, this isn't a how-to video. I just gotta give a follow-up video on the leak we found that you saw at the end of Big Blue Needs Help. That's what the name of the other video is if you didn't catch it. So we're going to cut this, because this is literally all the fuel hose they had left, so we just said screw it and bought it. So we're going to cut this to length, slap some Vaseline on the middle part of the fittings. Hopefully it'll slide on without a problem. If not, we'll get the blowtorch out and a pair of needle nose pliers. If you get the blowtorch to the tip of the needle nose pliers, get it super hot, stick it inside the hose and kind of give the hose a stretch. It slides over easier that way. And we got little clamps to go on the end. Just got to try not to over tighten it or we have to start all over. They were out of the little clamps, so we bought the menagerie clamp. So that's the plan. Hopefully it fixes the leak and there's no other frickin' leaks. Just did you fix one, another one happens on this 1995. I can never get that right. 1995 Dodge Ram. But yeah, so we're gonna do that real quick, and I'll show you starting it. This isn't a how-to, it's just what I do. I am not a licensed mechanic, just trying to fix this darn truck. So let's see if we can fix this stupid leak today. Yay, no leak! It's not leaking at all in there, and it's idle somewhat like it's supposed to be. So far so good. Hopefully nothing else happens. I'll talk to you more in a minute, but yay, no leak! Well, as you saw, we did fix the fuel leak. It wasn't raining fuel anymore, but it's still not running right. I'm a little baffled on what the heck the problem is, because as you saw, we fixed the fuel pump, or we replaced the fuel pump, and then there was a fuel leak at the engine. So, and now it's just running extremely rough. The idle is wrong. You have to feather it to get it to going, and it stalls out. So, I was going to show you outside, but it's so darn windy I don't think you'd be able to hear it. So I thought I'd bring you inside and kind of show you what it's doing. Let you hear for yourself what it's doing, just in case what I'm going to fix isn't it. Maybe y'all can give me an idea on what the heck it is. So I'm going to attempt to start it. Thought the wind blowing the door open. and we'll go from there on what the heck's going on. Hopefully. Door. There. And as you can see, there's no check engine light on to be able to put a machine on it and have you give a code and figure it out. But here we go. Let's see if she'll start. She wants to die out, and you gotta kind of feather it to keep it going. It's just wanting to die out when you let go. But there's no check engine light, there's nothing. Her idle is extremely rough, as you see the steering wheel shaking. And that ain't right. So, and all the gauges are right, nothing's off. The fuel gauge is now working, so that's one good thing about the fuel pump being replaced. And she just died. But you see what she's doing. It's not right. So, I have one thing I'm going to pull and check today. It's called the IAC, Idle Air Control Module Motor. Some people call it a motor, some people call it a module. I'm going to pull it, and I think it might be fouled because it's not letting the truck breathe. Because it's a combustion engine, so it needs to suck, blow, fart, essentially. So this little module goes in and out to help it breathe to, you know, add more engine oomph, go-go juice, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so I'm going to, this isn't a how-to video, I'm just trying to fix my dad's truck. He's not home right now, so let's see if we can pull this and see if we can clean it ourselves, because he did pick up some carburetor cleaner for me. He actually left me the keys today so I could start it and all that happy ass crap. So I got some carburetor cleaner because the IAC is located behind the throttle body. So we're going to try and clean the throttle body too and clean the IAC. And if we get it out and it looks all black and fouled, that means it's, or black and funked up, that means it's fouled and stuck and it's got a lot of carbon on it. No big deal. We can clean it off and go from there, put it back in, see what happens. Maybe this is the problem. I'm really hoping this is the problem because I'm not quite sure what the heck after this. So I've been rambling for 4 minutes. I'm going to pull the air intake and I'll show you where it's located. And we'll pull it. My dad left me some tools to help get to the stupid parts. So, hopefully this is the problem. So let's go pull the IAC. Okay, that's the air intake. So I'm going to disconnect a couple of hoses. This hose, this little hose, the other hose on the other side. Pull it, and it should be right behind the air intake. I'll show you once I get the air intake out, or it should be right behind the throttle body. But I'm gonna pull all this stuff out. I'll show you the position of the IAC, and then I'll pull it, show you it, go from there, all that fun happy ass stuff. Of course, this is not a how-to video, it's a just what I do video. Trying to fix Big Blue. Still. So, I'm going to stop talking and see if we can get this done. Well, I finally found the IAC, or throttle kicker, or whatever the hell you want to call the damn thing. It's not where I thought it was going to be. The manual to the truck says it's in one place, but it wasn't there. That's a vacuum thing, because all the others say that it's on the back of your carburetor. Not on this one. This is a Holley carburetor. It's original to the truck, but the manual says it's in one place, and it's not. But this is it. It sits on the side of the carburetor like that. I'll show you here in a bit. But I finally got it out. We're gonna have to open it up and all that fun happy ass crap. This isn't a how-to video, it's a just what I'm doing video, but hopefully this was the problem. I'm gonna open it up and figure out why is it rattling. I don't think it's supposed to rattle. I think something's screwed up on the inside, because something ain't right. It's a rattle. Because I know there's a spring that excuse me, sorry, snot nose. I know that's rude. There's a spring that, you know, makes this move. That's why it's a throttle kicker. It helps with all that fun stuff, airspeed and you know, the throttle. There's a spring in here, and also I think 3 gears and a little washer that tends to get fouled, as far as I remember. I finally found a video that had the same carburetor. It was from a 1988 Dodge Dakota. I'm thankful for that video, because it showed me where the heck this was. I searched everywhere, the manual, everything, trying to figure out where the heck this IAC throttle kicker, whatever the heck you want to call it, was. And that video just happened to pop up, and holy crap, it was the same carburetor. So yeah, this is it. And I don't think it's supposed to rattle. That's not right. So I'm gonna take the bracket off. These screws here come off, and then take these screws out, slowly open it, and see exactly what's wrong. See if it's the spring is shot, or something in this is not making the truck run right like you saw before. But before I forget, let me walk over and show you where this actually came off of. There's the carburetor. This came from right there. Right there, that's where it came from, and then the electrical goes right there. The biggest thing you want to make sure of is measure this space right here, because you don't want that to change, because that throws off your idle and your throttle. So we need to make sure we measure that, write it down, something, so we don't forget it. So now I'm gonna take this apart and go from there. See why do we have a rattle box? I don't think that's supposed to be rattling. That ain't right. So I'm gonna measure that right there real quick. This right here, and then open her up gently and see. Why are we rattling? It shouldn't be rattling. I don't know. Let's see. Got it all apart. Gently. This is the main gear. Sorry, crappy lighting. This is the main gear here, and then there's a little gear and another one, which you want to be careful of. Make sure you don't screw those up or ruin the teeth or whatever. But this is the inside. A little bit of gunked up grease in there, which I'm going to try and clean up a little bit. And then this is what was rattling on the inside. So I'm thinking, after being compressed so many times, that it's just not wanting to, you know, stretch anymore. So I'm gonna stretch it just a little bit, not a whole lot. I don't want to screw it up. And then put it all back together and see what happens. So hopefully I can fix this and get it running right. Hopefully, without having to buy a new one of these thingies. So let me clean that up, give this a little stretch, we'll put it back together, I'll put it back in the truck, see if it starts, and then we'll go from there. If not, I don't know what else it could be. Okay, we're still in the same boat we were before. I've done a couple of short videos asking for help on what they thought it was, and we've all come to the same conclusion. First, we thought hopefully it was the ignition coil, the fancy blue thing back there. So I replaced that and all the spark plugs. I did the spark plugs one by one so you don't fudge up the wires. That wasn't it. We're still in the same boat. Still acts the same way. You know, you watched me do the throttle kicker, cleaning that and all that happy ass crap. That didn't make a difference. We just replaced the distributor cap, because it only has one, and it's way in the back there. Did the distributor cap, put all the wires back in the same exact spot as the other cap, and the rotor inside. The rotor inside did look funny. Looked a little torchied. But as you see, that wasn't it either. I'll show you one more time before I end this video, because I have one thing that it's the only thing that it could be. Because if you go back to Big Blue Needs Help video, at the end of it, it was running, and if you listen, it sounds really off. And there was a weird ticky sound. So I have a feeling of what it is. Let me jump inside real quick. I'll turn the key. I'll show you one more time on what exactly it's doing, and then we'll end out this video, because this is going to be a chore, and we've got triple storms heading our way, so it's going to be cold, so who knows when I'll be able to get to it. So let me turn it over for you, or attempt to. Show you one more time before I end this video on exactly what it's doing. Now, the battery's okay, and there's over a quarter of a tank of gas in it. It is not empty. I had a lot of suggestions. You're out of fuel. It says empty. No, it doesn't. That's the fuel. So here we go. You see it wants to. It's just apparently out of time. Great. You see, it just won't kick. Get that to stop making noise. It turns, everything spins like it wants to, but unfortunately, there's only one conclusion, which means the chain, the timing chain. This is a 92 Dodge D250, Dodge Ram D250, 360 engine. So it has a chain, which means all of this has to come off the front and move that. So that's the only thing I can come up with. If you have another suggestion, please leave it down below. I don't know when I'll get to this. This whole week is supposed to be in the teens and super cold and snowy here in Colorado, so I don't know when the heck I'll be able to get to this. You're seeing this after that storm has just gone through. So, yeah, because there's a sandwich video in front of this one from a Tuesday video, so you'll see this after the storms have hopefully passed. So again, if you have a suggestion, please leave it down below. Still trying to fix Big Blue. There's only one thing I can come up with, and that is the timing chain. It doesn't have a timing belt, it has a timing chain. So that's going to be a annoyingly fun process. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Thanks again for watching. Leave a comment down below if you got any suggestions. Don't hesitate to leave them. And as always, go out there, tuck in your crazy, adjust your crown. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully I can get this running again. I appreciate you watching. Hope you'll subscribe to see if we can get Big Blue running. Cross your fingers, but I think it's the damn timing chain. Thanks for watching.